As time goes on, NBA players age, and the stars we know and love come and go. But with that comes new rising stars in the NBA. We often like to compare these rising stars to current or past stars that we grew accustomed to watching. Some of these comparisons are pretty accurate, but some are just flat out horrible. We like to make these comparisons based off their skill sets, size, and potential to fulfill their legacy of their basketball fathers. Guys like Steph Curry, LeBron James, and more who are on top of the basketball world won't be in the NBA forever, but guys like Luka Doncic, Trae Young, and more are next in line. Now the real question is, how and why do these young stars compare to some of the NBA's biggest legends, and do they have the potential to fulfill their basketball father's legacy or even exceed it? What's going on, guys? Bucket Media back with another video, and today we're talking about 5 NBA rising stars and how they can potentially live up to their current NBA star comparisons legacy. This topic can cause a lot of controversy, and I want to leave a disclaimer on the purpose of this video in the timestamps below, so check that out if you're interested. But before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to one of my most active subscribers, Jesse, for giving me this video suggestion. I really appreciate the love he brings to this channel, and I will link his Instagram in the description, the comments, and the top right hand corner of the video, so make sure you drop a follow and show him some love. As always, I'm open to new video suggestions, so please drop them in the comments. Please subscribe if you enjoy content like this. It's the best way to support me and keep this channel moving forward. Also, like and comment on the video talking about anything basketball related. With that being said, let's dive straight into the video.
Yo, YBH.
First, I have Ja Morant and Russell Westbrook. These two can be compared for a few obvious reasons. They are both roughly 6'3" point guards and extremely athletic and rely on their athleticism. They also pretty much have the same skill sets, being that they rely on attacking the rim and either going for highlight dunks or crafty layups. And also, they both play with a different level of aggressiveness. I can't deny the skill set comparison at all, but they do have a few differences, with Russ being a little stronger, but Ja being a better shooter. But I think Ja can certainly pass Westbrook from a legacy standpoint. When you look at the teams that Russ has played on early in his career, and Ja is playing on right now, they certainly both are winning a lot of games. Russ's team was slightly better than Ja's, but one thing that makes this comparison even more intriguing is that not only does Ja make massive improvements every year, but his team does as well. Up to this point, the Grizzlies have been making massive strides each year without a Jaren Jackson Jr. breakout, and with Ja being the face of the franchise, it will only help him in his path to eventually reach and win an NBA Finals. I certainly think Ja has everything needed to win an MVP, which is not always given to the best player. Winning, skill set, plus a player as marketable as Ja will always be in contention for the award as long as he stays healthy. But the main thing that can help Ja surpass Russell is winning an NBA championship. We all know Russ's best days are behind him, so if he ever wins an NBA championship, he likely won't be the face of the team, which dilutes the value of that ring. But Ja, on the other hand, has not even scratched the surface of what he can become along with his team. With hopefully many more healthy years ahead, which is a big question, if he can stay healthy, he will certainly have a shot to win an NBA championship, with Western Conference teams slowly aging and Ja slowly creeping up to his prime. So skill set wise, I definitely think they are similar. And Russell might have the slight edge due to his historic numbers we have seen him put up, but Ja definitely has a shot to surpass Russell's legacy. And with Ja's annual improvement on his skill set and game, I definitely see him surpassing Westbrook in that category as well. Next, I have Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Now yes, what you might be thinking is, how does Luka compare to LeBron? They both play completely different. Well, not necessarily. They have way more similarities than you might think, even though their athleticism difference is substantial. Coming into the NBA draft, they both were proven prospects, expected to be ready to take over an NBA franchise from day one. They both exceeded that and exceeded all expectations around them. There are very few players in the NBA that can single-handedly win games for their team and bring them deep into the playoffs, but both Luka and LeBron have that ability. LeBron being able to lift his Cavs team all the way to the finals in his early NBA years says a lot in itself. The same can be said about Luka, who carried his Mavs team to a deep run in the playoffs and blowing out a tough Suns team with 3 all-star caliber players. When entering the league, both put up very similar numbers on near identical efficiency, while both leading their teams to winning records right out the gate. On top of that, they both have an extremely high IQ. They both know how to break any type of defense and have an insanely rare feel for the game and ability to read the floor. They also both put their numbers on the board, no matter who guards them or if they are getting doubled. They also both have a very deep bag of moves in their arsenals. They both play with a special type of pace to their games that you only see from very disciplined point guards, and being that they are both roughly the same size or just bigger compared to most floor generals in the NBA, it puts them in a category of 2 of 2. They also have amazing passing abilities, knowing when and how to pass in tight windows or get the ball to their teammates no matter how far or how bad the pass may seem to be. Draymond Green even said that it feels a lot like playing against LeBron, playing against Luka every possession. But the real question is, can Luka Doncic reach or potentially surpass the legacy of LeBron James? That's asking a lot from Luka, because LeBron arguably has the most decorated legacy in the NBA history, with multiple championships and MVPs headlining his many accolades. But Luka is not just any type of player. He's special, and he's the only young player in this league I can say will be a legend no matter what happens. He has shown the ability to win in a tough Western Conference and make deep playoff stretches with a weak team. So with that being said, I think it is very possible that Luka can reach LeBron's level of decorated success. But as crazy as this may sound, I think it is all in the hands of Mark Cuban and the Mavericks front office. They must do anything to surround him with another high-level all-star and a perfect supporting cast. Up to this point, we have not seen Luka play with a very good team and guys who can help move the needle, because there is only so much he can do individually. Throughout LeBron's career, we have seen him play with stars like Kyrie, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Anthony Davis, and more, which helped him in making him look better and winning championships. Luka will need that same sort of cast to reach that level. Despite that, I think Luka is so good that he is one of my favorites to win an MVP this season and secure his first. But if Luka can get a better supporting cast, I think at the minimum with a slight increase in his level of play, he can reach LeBron's stature. Next, I have Devin Booker and Kobe Bryant. Many of today's young NBA players idolized Kobe, and you can see it in their game, but nobody is more similar to Kobe's play style than Devin Booker himself. When you look at the post moves, the pull-up jumpers, drives to the rim, even the perimeter moves to beat their defenders, it is nearly identical. In these clips, you can see the similarities of all these moves. The two also have a near identical build. Kobe Bryant was 6'6", 212 pounds with a 6'11 wingspan, while Devin Booker was 6'6", 206 pounds with a 6'9 wingspan. What's also pretty interesting is how Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in an NBA game, while Devin Booker scored 70 points in an NBA game, and those were both roughly in the early years of their careers. And they were also both drafted with the 13th overall pick in their respective draft classes. But although D-Book and Kobe nearly have identical skill sets, builds, strengths, weaknesses, and stats, the main separator between them is that Kobe Bryant has won a handful of championships and an MVP. I do not think Devin Booker is at that level. Now, I do think that it may be a little too early to write off Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns, but with how the current Suns situation is going, I don't know how much more potential they have going forward. As Kobe was nearing his prime, he got a prime Shaquille O'Neal to be paired with, along with other great role players. And like I said before, great players must team up with great players in order to win games, no matter how good you are. With Chris Paul likely in his last years of playing in the NBA, and DeAndre Ayton becoming disgruntled, and other Suns players likely looking for bigger contracts and roles, which we just saw from Jay Crowder, the near future does not look so optimistic for the Suns. On top of that, unlike what I said about Luka Doncic, I do not think Devin Booker has the game managing abilities and is somebody who can be a number one option or an MVP level player. I think Booker needs other good players around him in order to thrive. But with Kobe Bryant, he was always in the alpha dog. Kobe always was the number one option no matter where he was. And you can argue Shaq was better, but Kobe had the ball in his hands more, and he dictated whether Shaq scored a lot or not. But that leaves us with the question, can Devin Booker reach Kobe Bryant's status and amount of accolades? Skill set wise, they are very similar and have a lot of the same numbers and get those numbers in the same way. And personally, I do not think it is likely Book reaches the level of Kobe Bryant, just due to how the current Suns situation is, and how they likely won't get any better players unless some miracle happens. And to be fair, comparing anybody to someone like Kobe Bryant is excessive. This is a guy who won 5 NBA championships and had a tenacity to him that can only be matched by Michael Jordan. And I don't think Devin has that to his game, and is not really a player who is a give me the ball, let me take over the game type player. He's more of a give me the ball, I'll get a bucket. So although their skill sets are very similar, I do not think Devin Booker can reach the same status as Kobe Bryant, despite what the comparisons have to say. After that, I have Trae Young and Steph Curry. This comparison is a little more obvious due to their size and skill set. Both of these players are roughly smaller guards, with Steph being 6'3", 185 pounds, and Trae being 6'2", 165 pounds. With that, it puts them at a major disadvantage strength-wise. but the main thing that is similar about them is that not many players have the dynamic ball handling ability, as well as an ability to pull up from anywhere as their first scoring option, better than Curry and Young. Most undersized guards rely on their athleticism and ability to drive to the basket, and if they don't have that athleticism, they are more of playmakers and don't really look to score as much. But Trey and Steph's scoring dynamic is extremely rare to find from an NBA player. The only player who can even touch them is Damian Lillard. On draft night, both were extremely scrutinized picks, and a lot of people did not know what to make of the pick due to them not being as athletic or strong. But nevertheless, they beat the odds and are both all-star level players. The reason I am optimistic about this comparison is that besides the talent that they both possess, they both have a similar opportunity at hand. The NBA is a lot about opportunity, and not many players have the chance to be the cornerstone of a franchise like how these two do. Steph was able to be a starter and develop under the Warriors system, and being surrounded by great players complementing his game, and he later turned into the MVP we all know today. When you look at the Hawks roster currently constructed around Trae Young, this gives Trae every opportunity to improve and keep building. But can the Hawks win in an Eastern Conference and potentially compete for a championship? This is tricky because the Hawks are promising and they have assets, but I think they still need to do a little fine-tuning to their roster. It will be interesting to see how DeJounte Murray fits in with the squad, but I'm not sure if he can move the needle or if he is the right star for Atlanta. They showed potential by appearing in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 seasons ago, and even though it was a wide open race, it is still hard to go deep in the playoffs no matter what. But Young is already one of the most promising rising stars in the NBA, and with his play style, he is sure to have longevity in this league. So I think there is a chance in the future for the Hawks, and that they can compete in a deep Eastern Conference with a slightly tweaked core that they have. So can Trae Young reach Steph Curry's level? There's a chance. Trae has been averaging more points and assists than Steph did at that point in his career. Trae will have the opportunity with the team he has, and that will be the biggest question. Can Trae win? Steph and the Warriors won multiple championships and created a dynasty. If Young can lead his Hawks team and create a dynasty, I think the rest will come and he can reach Curry's level of greatness. Lastly, I have Donovan Mitchell and Dwayne Wade. Now you may or may have not heard these comparisons before, but if you watch their games or even the highlights, you can spot some clear identical moves. Their bags are literally identical, from it being their startup moves, counters, separation for shots, euros, spins, and I can go on and on. They also have a special ability to get quick off the ground for dunks, whether it is on drives or putbacks, which is special. They also have strong frames and can play 1 and 2, but as far as winning goes, both of their teams have not matched the near amount of accolades. In Wade's third year in the NBA, he secured his first championship, while Mitchell just had a rough playoff stretch in this past season. One thing that cannot be denied though, is that they both were able to get their teams out of the lottery right when entering the league, and not many players have that ability. As we know, Wade went on to win a couple more championships in his later year with the Miami Heat. And although there were major concerns about how possible it would be for the Utah Jazz to win a championship or even reach the finals, I find something very, very interesting here. We can all agree that Wade had the upper hand with early winning in his tenure in the league, but a little over 5 years after getting drafted, Wade joined LeBron James and Chris Bosh, which led him to win multiple rings. But with Mitchell entering his 6th season and being traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think there's a lot of similarities. Mitchell will be teaming up with 3 all-star caliber players in Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. And while I do think they may not win it all this season, in a couple years I definitely love their odds of winning the NBA Finals. And if you know me, I am a huge believer in this Cavs roster currently constructed and think they can make some big time noise moving forward. This will be a very interesting piece in seeing if Donovan Mitchell can reach the level of Dwayne Wade. Now, do I think he can do it? Right now, I think both players are as dynamic as their parts at this stage of their careers. Wade might have been a little better, but the chemistry of this Cavs team will be crucial in seeing if Mitchell can win because his talent is undeniable. Now, it is all about winning for him. And like the other players we discussed, team chemistry makes a huge deal of how good a player's career pans out. This is the disclaimer. Now, although this is a very controversial topic to explore, the point of this video is not to set expectations for players and set enormous bars. The point of this video is to see how our current NBA stars compare to the upcoming fresh crop of young stars, and if they can potentially be as good as them. But nevertheless, every player is different, and even if they never pan out to be as good as we compare them to, that does not mean their career is a failure. Just wanted to give a quick disclaimer, because this entire video can be very misleading and cause a lot of controversy. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please smash this video and like and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me if we can gain some more subscribers that enjoy basketball content like this, so we can keep growing and building on this channel. Also, leave a comment if you enjoy videos like this, or if you have any video suggestions in general. Drop a comment letting me know if you like these longer videos or content like this, or if you didn't. But just make sure to subscribe because we have some great stuff coming soon. And as always, leave suggestions as to what I could have done better and how I can improve the videos. I hope to see you guys on the next video, and have a blessed day. Peace.